Hi everyone, this is episode 2, and we're going to remind everybody that this one is about why you want to start a business. But before we get into that, I think it'd be good to talk about what Becky and I've been up to since we last posted an episode. Tonight I am drinking wine, not beer.
Me too.
Cheers. And ding! I understand that this is supposed to be really fine crystal, but I hope I don't break the glass, but we'll find out.
Yeah. Well, I'm being Eeyore right now in my PJs because last time we had PJs and we were drinking, so I am wearing PJs and so are you, and we're drinking.
Well,
so,
my PJs are here.
Yeah.
These are my PJ bottoms.
They're like, in case you can't see them, they're like spider webs and moons and stars, which is really cool because tonight is the full blood wolf moon. And
yeah, the
so,
super full.
super duper.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the one that if you're at a decision-making point, what's the phrase? Shit or get off the pot. So this is the time to make decisions. Being in January with the first year is a great time to do that.
It is.
And I know I've made some really big decisions. One, I still love my career. I put in about close to 50 hours a week, but I did join the chamber. Well, I haven't officially joined, but I did my first event at the Chamber of Commerce in Greenville, Texas.
Yeehaw!
I know.
Congratulations!
I was pleasantly surprised. Oh my God, you guys, it was great. I will be moving to Greenville in April, mid-April.
That's awesome.
And one of the things that's really important is getting involved in your community. You really need to get involved in your community for your business. The chamber is perfect for it because it's not just a niche market. It covers a lot of markets. Yes, there's a lot of insurance salesmen, and yes, there's a lot of real estate agents. Almost everybody was one of those. But you're going to find some other hardworking business owners involved. I marketed being finance manager for a company that I work for in cybersecurity, plus my freelance that I do on the weekend. So I am true to what I'm doing right now.
Hey, you can market your Irish Coffee Studio extension in Austin, Texas.
Oh, I know.
You know?
I love it. And that's something that I'm hoping to pull Becky into is with her Irish Coffee Studios.
Hold on.
We're going to be professional.
You had a reason for your pajamas, so I got to explain mine real quick. So mine's Eeyore, and Eeyore is always depressed and things, and at this time of year sometimes the bottom line looks like that. So I'm like, thanks for noticing me. So anyway, there you go. Had to share that real quick.
And I want to blend into what Becky's been up to too, but to kind of wrap up with getting involved with your community. Joining the chamber is a great way to know the ebb and flow of the business that's going on in your town. You're going to know about new big businesses coming in. You're going to know about events and grand openings. You're going to be able to shake hands and mingle with people that move and shake things that go on a business level with the community. I don't mean to make claw hands.
I really wanted to shimmy just then, but I didn't.
Shimmy.
Shake it up.
The only challenge that I find at going to some of these things is that we are all, me included, but a lot of other people are so focused on getting their business across to you that they're not listening. They're just not listening.
Yeah.
So it's a real delicate process on just networking. And I try to remind myself that you're just there to make friends. You're there to start, who do I need to go have dinner with? Or who do I need to talk with? Like we were able to talk to a guy with finance, or not with finance, on finance, with insurance advice for health insurance. Because as things go on with independent business owners, you got to get in health insurance, and it's fucking expensive out there.
What is health insurance in small business?
It's expensive. That's what it is. But if you get in with a group, you can lower your costs, and there's so much out there. You could go from like $300 a month to $1,500 a month. And so it gets overwhelming. So it's things like that that are really, really good to get involved with your community there, because you can talk to people face to face, get all the facts. So that's what I did for the beginning of the year is I'm starting to reconnect with a new community as I move out of the Coppell-Louisville area and move out to Greenville.
Okay,
Now Becky over here at the beginning of the year actually did something that we're going to start talking about in the next episode, in episode 3, and that's business plans.
Yeah, this last few months, it's the end of the year. You're looking at your sales. You're like, okay, where's our bottom line? How'd we do? What do we mess up with? What can we do better? And so I'm working on my business plan right now for next year. And even though it is next year, it's still helping me. And I'm still, collecting regular business. Huzzah. And I'm realizing there's some areas that I could have done better in. And there's some areas that, I could, totally expand in. And so we're working on that.
And I love that. And we'll get more into detail. What Becky did with her business plan was really awesome. And you're never going to have the one business plan. You're going to have multiple versions. And
we like to call it organic. It keeps growing and changing.
That's important. You have to embrace that. And also just to touch back, we were thrilled. We had 40 viewers for our episode
40?
1.
I know. That was really bad. I think I even pulled your hair.
I know.
You licked my face.
I know. So we were thrilled to have 40 views. That's like, I don't know, 40 times more than I expected. We even got comments, and we had some suggestions on topics.
We appreciate that.
That's really awesome.
Wait, me.
I know. That hearts to you guys. And
hey, this painting right here. Wait,
yeah.
I painted that. That's in her house.
Yeah, I bought that. I saw that. I was like, that's mine. I'm buying it. How much? I don't care. Just tell me, and it's mine. It's going to be on there. And this episode, we wanted to talk about why you want to start a business. And I think it's good to kind of share why I started Roll to Play, and then why I evolved that into freelance for creatives that I do on the weekends outside of my corporate job. And well, it's not always money, but and then why I found, because I do business consultation as well. It's not always about money, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not.
But this one here, love.
That's the bigger one.
That's passion. That's actually bigger than money. We like to think money is the biggest one.
It's not.
It's not reality.
I have talked to many people that wanted to start a business, and they have this vision it mainly starts with that they're just not happy with what they're doing now, and so they're looking for an escape. Mm-hmm. I really caution people that if they're at that level, they need to really rethink that, henna, that's what that means. Henna.
Yeah, this is I had to show off my henna tattoo thingy that I got the other day. So your new business is kind of like henna. It can stay for a couple weeks, and then it can come off very easily, depending on how hard and how much you believe in your business.
So let me tell you that the last 3 people that I've done business consultation with, one actually did start a business, and I've been.
Oh wait, I need to apologize. I just flipped you off, but that's where the the anchor of the flower is, so that's why. So that's
my dad used to point with his middle finger. This is how he pointed. He pointed with his middle finger. I point with my,
You are important.
You are,
girl.
So I remember when my dad was pointing with his middle finger, and I was like, Dad, why are you pointing with your middle finger? Don't point with your middle finger. And then he gave me that look. And I was all, no, I was just kidding, Dad. I was just kidding. But anyway.
Okay, sorry, we digress.
I know. So, many people start a business because they're trying to escape something. And that is the worst way to start a business.
Yeah, I don't think that's why I started a business. You?
Mine's complicated. I started a business because my ex said that I'd always wanted to own a gizmo. I know it does sound weird. That I always wanted to start a game store. And I never really sat down, unfortunately, to think about why. In retrospect, I realized that it was more than just making money, but I really was looking for something to feel like I belonged.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to look for that community. I wanted to make an impact. All my life I'd been teaching and mentoring.
And the conventions you went to, I mean, they've got a lot of really good community.
Oh my God, it's great. And I was successful for a bit there.
Because we did some in anime conventions. We did some at gaming conventions.
Yeah,
we did a lot.
Yeah, I was very plugged in, but I think my motivation was more community involvement, and I just chose the wrong business model. I should have chosen a different business model, but
Amazon took over the world.
Yeah, retail.
That's just what it comes down to,
I know.
right
Don't
there.
do
I'm
retail.
sorry.
Don't do retail. If
I'm
you're
sorry.
doing retail, you're not paying attention. You're just not paying attention.
Reality check. Retail and Amazon. Look at the numbers.
No, don't do that. So
it doesn't work right now.
So what people are craving these days is more community service and people service type
free
things.
Shit.
Well, they are looking for free shit too, but they're, because we're so plugged into social media that I'm finding more business trends to do with service and bringing people together. Now, cybersecurity is an excellent industry.
Yes, it is.
Now, what Becky does is she does architectural photography.
I do?
Yes, you do. You do fantastic work. You fucking fantastic work.
I do architecture, and I do a lot of corporate business type photography. So yes. I don't do the family stuff.
No, don't ask her to do wedding shots. Just don't. Just don't. And no pictures of your baby or your portraits, please. No. Architectural.
However,
corporate business.
I've got a lot of photography friends that do family and weddings. So if you have any questions, I will be happy to connect you with the right person.
But Becky's not your girl for that.
Her
work is fantastic. She even has a drone, so she does drone work.
Yes, but we're working on the license for that right now. We should have that in the next couple of months. But yeah, I do photography.
She's practicing though.
And
I get to see it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I can't wait.
We're going to be out on the farm, on the acreage ranch.
You have to get
we're going to be practicing
license for a drone. And it's amazing. The rules and regulations for a drone. Huge. She's been taking classes and has to take tests for this, you guys.
Yeah, so, they mean serious business. I mean, city levels, around airports, there's so many laws, rules. I'm not just saying rules and regulations. We're talking laws, and we're talking like laws that can put you into jail and fines that you really don't want to pay. I mean, $500, okay, sure. That's not a big deal. I'll put that in my pricing. But when you get up into the thousands, you're like, no. But okay, and so let's start. Okay, let me go back a little bit. Why did I get into my photography business?
Yeah.
Right.
Fine.
Okay. So I've been doing photography since I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I am not college expertise, but a lot of my business comes from my portfolio. So I have to show my work to my potential clients, and I have to show them that I can get what they want. So it's still a lot of work, even though I don't have that stuff. But I am also working with professional photographers associations with getting my certification this year on being one of those top people to, actually hire into your job. But I got into the business because I'm very passionate about it. I've been in marketing for over 20 years, and my favorite part is photography and the graphic design aspect of it. And photography, I really understand when somebody sits there and says, Becky, I've got this issue, I've got this ad, and I don't know what to do with it, but I want to...
She's got the vision.
I want to portray this beautiful thing, and I want this blah and blah. And I'm like, okay, I totally understand you. And so then we get the pictures together, and there we go. And then I give them what they want, and they use it, and it's beautiful, and I feel great. So I do that, and sometimes starting a business is not easy, and I've been doing this for about 5 years, and I've been teetering between art and between corporate. And I think within this last year, I really decided corporate is the direction I need to go. And so
there's a need out there. But that's the thing, Becky. You're recognizing a need. You're able to bring your passion to something that can bring you money.
Yes.
And this year, when I say this year, she's closing the books for 2018. And this has been a stellar year for her. She's seen a lot of growth. She's doubled things. And this is huge. So this is bringing a lot of hope for her in this next year, which I'm super excited because I get to do the book coming. Yay! And so I'm really, again, when I do my financing for creatives and I see this progress, it's very exciting. But it's a lot of hard work for people.
Okay, this is deep. I've got to freshen this up a little bit. Tiffany is a white wine person where I am a red wine person. Thus the hair. Okay. Just a cute little observation there.
I didn't even notice. We need to cheers on that.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's lead crystal, by the way. Do you
hear
that?
It's fantastic. It's a beautiful ring.
Woo! Did you hear that clink? One more time.
Beautiful. Okay, here we go.
We didn't break it.
No, let's not break it. Let's not break it.
So, but it goes back to I've talked to a recent artist that has the potential to be amazing, but not quite there yet. And I had to deny him my services because he just wasn't at the level. His spouse wasn't even supporting him.
That one.
Yes. And I totally turned him down.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I understand. Art is hard.
It is hard.
It is a difficult industry.
It is, and it doesn't even matter if it's art. It could be anything. If you think you're like fucking awesome and everybody should love your shit, but they don't, that's the thing. Are you going to make money or is this a hobby? And you have to really break it down and put your pride aside. If you don't have the support of your spouse, that's a huge red flag. Pay attention to that. If you're not bringing in constant contracts.
This is a red flag.
And if you're not bringing in constant contracts and you don't have a steady monthly income, then you need to really, really seriously pay attention to that. Don't let your ego and your pride and your dreams, your pie in the sky dreams get in the way of reality, because you still have to pay the bills. You still have a household to pay for. You still have rent that comes in. Don't neglect that. No. If you have a really good job and you're just bored, still do a stellar job at your corporate job as you grow your things.
Yes, have the job that pays the bills.
Be awesome.
Yeah, be awesome. Have the job that pays the bills. And then keep building on this other job that you're doing on the side. And as that progresses, and as you start meeting your corporate job and your dream thing, that's when you can take the break and you can go forward. Just don't go into it thinking, my passion is all I can do.
And I'm going to make all this money and I'm going to replace my salary in less than 6 months.
You got to work for it.
You're dumb.
Yeah.
You're really dumb. Another thing that I've seen recently that I did business consultation was a group of people coming to me and we sat down and we talked. And I really liked that because everybody had a stake in it. They were stakeholders and they
weren't vegetarians.
No, they were, no.
I'm sorry, that was stupid. Bad joke.
But they all had a stake in it, but they all had other sources of income.
That's good.
This is something that they did on the side. And I saw their business plan and I gave them some good advice. I hope it was good advice. I'm sure it was good advice. What if it was bad advice?
If it's bad advice, then they learn from it and they move on.
No, it's good. It was good advice because I gave them homework and they did it.
You're not Tiffany Franzoni, advice expert. You're Tiffany Franzoni, amazing person.
Well, I have a lot of my failures to share with everybody. Don't do what I did. But they did the homework before they showed up. And then when they showed up and I looked over everything, I was able to help with their session that day.
That's good.
To do something more productive. And they're going to be great. And they'll call on me every once in a while to help them set up QuickBooks and stuff like that.
And here's the thing about you and I. We have a lot of friends that want to start businesses. And sometimes it's really hard because we will be honest and truthful with them. Like, hey, this is a great idea, but I've heard this before. I've seen this before.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
and
the
I've seen
idea
it plummet.
man. The idea man.
We've lost friends from this.
Yeah,
we
have.
And, you know, we're not trying to be mean or rude. We want to protect our friends and let them know.
Like, wake up!
There's other things we need to think about here. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. And you know, so if you're starting a new business, be open to observations from other people and do it from a variety of different people. Don't just do it from the people in that genre that have done it before. Talk to normal people and see their opinions, and then somebody else who has no idea, totally different demographic. Ask different areas and see what they think, and then keep working for it and keep that stable job while you're doing it.
You really have to have that serious conversation with yourself. When you envision your successful business, is it you coming into a comic book or a bookstore or a retail space and everybody's like, oh, hey, George, it's you. We haven't seen, I can't wait. I have a seat right here for you. Because then you're not the manager, you're the owner, which means that you've hired a manager, which means payroll costs. You really want a boys club, and you can do that, or girls club. So you really, is it that you just want to walk into some place and everybody knows your name kind of thing? And that's cheers. You don't have to own, you don't have to own a business to do that.
But yeah, how did we do it?
Take a look at it.
How did we do it? Like, we started out long time ago. Before I was into photography, I was into jewelry design. And when you first started Roll to Play, we weren't a brick and mortar store or anything. We were people going to conventions that we thought people would like what we did. And we went to the conventions
and spent
a lot of time with these conventions to see what people liked, what they bought, what did they do. This was a lot of marketing research for us.
We did a lot of research.
And it's not easy. I mean, this is your spare time. This is your spare time on top of other things. So
on top of your salaried job that you need to be awesome at.
Yeah. I wouldn't waver at your full-time job. Make sure you're very good at what you do and you can fulfill every aspect of that corporate job, that you're getting that paycheck, what you want to be paid every year. Make sure that can be fulfilled with your dream job before you quit that, because that's where a lot of remorse comes from. That's where a lot of friendships, relationships can die, and it can ruin your world. And I have to do this again because it's right here. Yeah.
So something.
This is why I don't have tattoos. I've got a henna thing, and it's really like diverting me from what I'm doing, and I love it. But it's gonna wash off in a couple of weeks. So there you go.
The other thing I want to touch on is really take a look at who's going to support you. There is a huge difference between a verbal support and true sweat equity.
Here, we're pouring wine.
Oh, I'll do that in a minute.
I know you will.
Okay, so we only, look at this. We're like at, how many?
Nobody's going to listen to all this.
We're 23 minutes in. Dude, we're doing fucking awesome. So really have that reality check of who your support is. If you're doing this all by yourself, your risk of failure is much higher. If you're doing this with more people and more support, then your risk is going to increase. Don't do this by yourself. Find other stakeholders. Don't be afraid of losing control. If you share that control with others, you're going to be more successful. I promise. Do you ever guys watch Kids in the Hall?
Oh my God!
I bitch in your face. I bitch in your face.
Nobody's home. Nobody's home. Nobody's home. I'm squishing your face.
But seriously, make sure your support is true, because verbal does not matter. Your mom and your family does not matter. Your friends who just tell you they like your idea doesn't matter. The people that say, I have this great idea for you, doesn't matter. The great ideas that are successful are the ones that own that idea and have a plan and see it from not only idea to installation to execution to finishing.
And this might be
those types of people
friends together who decide that they want to keep your friendship, that are going to come up to your store, to your place of work, and they're going to be supportive and stick with you.
Or they'll like, hey, there's a group of people that you need to meet, and they make you introductions. And vice versa. It's not all about you. It's also about what you can turn around, because you have to put back into what you take out of growing your business. Because if you're not doing that, you're just being a self-centered
twat.
There's a new word I learned. Twatopotamus.
Twatopotamus? Tell me about that. What
is
okay, a new word. Twatopotamus. Tell me.
That's it wasn't my idea. Somebody Somebody texted me, a coworker of mine texted me. It was like it was just cute.
I feel like we need to have something down here that says twatopotamus definition.
Well, it was like a unicorn. It was like kind of like a unicorn. I probably got the word wrong because I've had a few of these. But it was like one of those words that's just like, just don't be a dick, basically. Don't be a twat. Don't be a dick. Just, if somebody's giving you something, give back. Always give back. There's a give and take thing here going on, and don't ever ignore that. You are not alone in this big blue world, and be cognizant of that, because that's the only way that your business is going to be successful. Because otherwise you're going to reek of desperation, or you're egocentric, and nobody's going to want to talk to you.
You need me. Use me. I need you. Come on, work with me. Nobody wants that.
Did she say abuse her?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe I did. But no, you don't want to do that. You want to show your awesomeness to these people, and you want to be able to show your work and not be submissive.
That's right. It's a give and take. That's a perfect time. I think we're still under 30 minutes, so I'm going to call it quits.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Remember to post comments, ask questions, because we will answer that in the first 10 minutes, as well as update on us.
She's white wine. I'm red wine.
Yes.
That's why the red hair and the cheeks, they're really red.
I splash on my face.
Okay. Anyway, so next week we're probably going to go more into business plans. Not next week. In the next 3 weeks, we'll probably go more.
Whenever.
Yeah. Next time we're on, which is probably 3 to 4 weeks.
We have a website coming, but we are on Facebook now. We're growing our social media. Blue Madam X.
Blue Madam X.
Blue Madam X.
She's blue. I'm Madam X.
Blue Madam X. No. That's our gang symbol. Do we have
yo?
God, we're so white. All right.